Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new PlayNow today with a game called Star Control Origins in the full final version with single player story, not just the fleet battles that I've already covered I think it was a couple of months ago. It was this year, I believe. So what is Star Control Origins? Well, for one, it's made by Stardock, the people that made Elemental War Magic, which is a series of games in which a spell that I designed is in. I will remind you of that until I am no longer able to speak again. It's Shadow World, it's a neat spell. And they've also made stuff like Galactic Civilization, and now they're making Star Control. They announced it in, what was 2013, 2014, somewhere around there. There's a bit of a kerfuffle now with the people that made the first two Star Control games, and well, it's a whole thing. I won't get into it. It's kind of silly. But this game, well, it has a codex because, of course, every game has a codex these days. Honestly, would have preferred if this was more like better told inside the game itself, but it's a style. Not one that I necessarily agree with, but it is there. So let's get into the actual game. I'm not very far into it, about 5 hours and 12 minutes, out of which a lot was spent mostly just running around and doing things. The game is available right now on Steam for the price of 40 euros. It's actually 37 euros on the GOG, but that may be just because of a regional pricing thing. So what's the idea of the game? Well, we are the humans, and we have just started to stretch our wings throughout the cosmos because, well, there was a bit of a... Well, I actually showed that bit to you a second ago. This happened. Where was it? The planetary technology... founding something. Okay, there's some leg sites. There was... human beings sort of merged with technology, some human beings. There was a singularity that occurred a couple of years ago, and some new entities emerged from that singularity. And they at one point stole a bunch of ships and left the planet in a really big hurry. And now we sort of made a space agency called Star Control with the point of trying to find them. And the first signs of them we found were on the moon, where we also found one of these guys. Well, that's actually, is he around here? Well, I'm gonna show them to you. We found one of these guys. Let's hail them. They're basically giant slugs and the nerds, total nerds. They spent the last 50 years watching our planet, mostly watching TV shows on our planet. The game has kind of a long loading sequences because
Hello,
all these things are animated.
Funny meeting you here.
Yeah, funny meeting us, and really, he chased us down?
Yeah, we have to.
Why?
Your ships don't really hold still while we're around.
Oh yeah, because their whole shtick, the Taiwan, is that they are extremely unlikable to other species. Well, their species used to have characteristics that were very, very attractive and, likable, but there was a plague, and only the most unlikable of them escaped the plague because nobody would come into contact with them because nobody liked them. So only the unlikable survived, which is kind of funny. But they're sort of the Fwiffo, the spotty of the game, because they're the first ones you meet. They're on the moon. You help. I think they were on Triton, and you help them, and then they sort of tell you, oh yeah, there's this giant alien race that's got a spanning empire that spreads itself across the cosmos. It's the what was their name? The Scribe, like the big ones here. That's the Scribe. They sort of decided a while ago that, you know what, we're kind of tired of this whole getting other civilizations into our empire and having them work for us. We're just gonna kill every new civilization that we meet because we're giant space assholes. Now there may be more of a reason to that because it being a Star Control game, there's always a deeper reason. There tends to be. That's one of the that's one of the greatest bits of Star Control 2. There is depth in the way that the civilizations are made. They're not just aliens and oh, they're kooky. This is the warrior race that just fights. It's not the stupid Klingon warrior of honor fighting stupid thing that's always stupid. It's actually deep, and I have the same kind of hope for this game. I haven't gotten like too far into it to understand if that depth is there in terms of the way that the civilizations are made, but I'm hoping there is. Also, there's a planet Fwiffo down here, which is the name of the first spot you meet in Star Control 2. Also was the name of my cat. You know, the one we used to have before, well, the incident. But besides that, you also have a planet Accolade. And the reason why it's called Planet Accolade and Fwiffo is because when the I think it was the slugs that uploaded the database into our computers. These are names that were given that have sense in the context of the civilization that found them, and because there's no equivalency with our civilization, it just started pulling like information from our pop culture and giving them names based on similar things in our culture. That's why there's a General Hammond planet. Hammond G. I'm not sure if this planet actually exists, the star system I mean, but Hammond G, that makes me think of General Hammond from Stargate. What else would it be? These are some actual planetary names, like the Eta, the stuff, the Epsilon, I have no idea if that's... Is that really a name? I think it is. Quite possibly yes. But one way to tell that you're not necessarily in the real world is, well, if you fly around here, then, well, for one, back at base somebody mentioned that there were some caves on Ceres, but I haven't found Ceres in the star system, so I don't think it's there. Also, the giraffes have started to go missing, and there is another planet here. There is no Pluto, but there's Artemis. See that thing here? That's Artemis. I kind of wish you had an option for me to actually highlight the names of everything in the system with just a mouse click, like, or a key press like an alt. This is Artemis, a gas giant that I don't believe is in our system, unless it's supposed to be Uranus, and they just didn't call it Uranus because I don't know. I don't think Uranus had ellipse as a plan, as a thing. Let's land here. I'm going to show you the landing rover a bit. See that rectangle? That square actually. I'm supposed to stay in it to achieve a soft landing and not blow up. But since this is a very easy planet to land on, I don't really need to do that very strictly. Some of them will have very how should I put this? If you ever played Hawks, you know you had to act. Oh, that's actually kind of that's even a worse way to explain it with Hawks. You have a corridor in which you have to maintain your lander in to actually get it to where it needs to be. These are the Lexite ruins. They've built sort of things over the course of their journey off Earth.
I don't think we're gonna find anything else here.
There used to be a fighter here that I just powered up. I'm gonna go off. Well, I can also shoot things. I'm gonna zoom in a bit because the lighting is a bit too much. You can't really see much because it's snowing. You can shoot a laser. And I'm not sure exactly how far the laser goes. I'm hoping to find a planet small enough so that I can shoot myself in the back by shooting forward. I think that may be a possibility. And you're going to use this laser to shoot a whole bunch of things like drones, like giant dinosaurs that occupy like... They look like Godzilla. So let's go away from here and go back to the... Central Command, to Star Control, and talk to Rogue from X-Men. I mean, for Captain, what's her name? I think Brad Wardell said that there was a reason why her hair looks like. You're gonna see what it looks like. I haven't gotten that part yet. These, by the way, these are the slugs. They're here to save it, to help guard us in case we get attacked by the Scribe. They're not gonna do much. Because as they've pointed out, these Scribe will outright murderize them completely if they come with any sort of discernible forces. Like she looks a bit like Rogue and with her hair. Let's go to the shipyard. here you can customize your fleet. Just like in Star Control, you don't fight with the ship alone. You can enlist the aid of many other ships. I think half of these I've just found. This was the best one so far, the Noresk Zenith. This thing has a pulsar, which is a really, really big gun that shoots a thing that goes even bigger and it does a lot of things. And salvage, it picks up stuff from around the battlefield. This is Xontar. This guy came along because I saved his brother. I gave his brother apart to a ship. This one I found, and these ones I found, and this one actually became available to me at that ruin we were at earlier because I found some rare materials to put in that in its reactor to actually get it to fly. And this, I forgot where I got it from. So it's a lot of ships. You can recruit more, but you need more docking bays, and I won't be spending much money on docking bays because I don't have any. I could sell some resources, so I'm gonna sell the conventionals, and that got me basically nothing. I'm keeping some of these because I've needed this one, neutronium, I've needed uranium, and I think at some point some of these may be useful for a quest. So with that in mind, I'm gonna keep around some of them, not spend them all like willy-nilly. I can't decide on what quantity it sells, so I'm gonna keep them around a bit. You can also fill up with fuel and go to the not this one, go to the outfitting scenario where I can equip ships. Now, if you've played something like Galactic Civilization, this will seem familiar because you can also add stuff there as well, and hard points. For example, for landers, I can add more cargo space, anti-grav thrusters that make them jump further, lander cargo pod, another one. Oh, it's already on the ship. I can't afford any of these right now. I could add docking bays, crew quarters that will allow me to expand my crew. The ship doesn't have hit points, it has crew. If they're all dead, it's over. The human race is gone. I can put some deflectors. This will expand. Like, I don't have anything for fuel tanks yet. These will... You can sort of notice that there's a lot of room here to expand. Like, a lot of room. So you can imagine that this will allow me, all these options will increase. Like, I don't have any sensors yet, any advanced ones. This is just a Taiwan cuddle drive that they loaned me. Well, they gave to me. It's a present. They are really desperate for friends. Like, really desperate. My God, they're annoying a bit as well. When you run out of fuel in this game, there is a bit of a punishment. I believe in the old game you actually had to pay a fine. Somebody would come and tow you back to the nearest planet or something. Here the tie won't come, but before they tow you back to Earth, you have to listen to them telling you their Star Trek, which is worse. Not in the sense that Star Trek is worse than Star Wars, but the fan fiction is. You have to listen to their Star Trek fan fiction. And we can all agree that Star Trek fan fiction can be a lot worse than Star Wars fan fiction. So let's get out of this and nothing else.
Good luck, Captain.
Let's get out of here. One thing is that the game is a bit more lighthearted than Star Control 2 was, because Star Control 2 started in super dire situations. The Earth was captured, it was under a shield, an impenetrable shield, and it was doom and gloom non-stop. Yeah, there was Fwiffo. He was funny, but for the most part, it was more doom and gloom than this one is. This one tries to keep it a bit more, like, funny, to the point where there's... I think I'm gonna... Can I actually talk to him again about that thing? No, I don't want to waste time with that. There's a guy here sitting all alone on the asteroid thing, which is a training scenario. And he will tell you that he's there alone, and he's okay with being alone because his wife recently died. And you have the option of saying, oh, well, I lost my cat recently. And he says, yeah, that's totally the same thing. And here we are in hyperspace. It may seem like the universe is a bit more 2D than usual. That's okay. It's supposed to be like that. the slugs will explain to you. This is also a starbase I think was built by the precursors. You can talk to it, but doesn't have anything interesting to say because all its memory is corrupt. This is Proxima Centauri. There's some people. There's some Taiwan there actually. They're doing things. This is Alpha Centauri, and currently I have to go to the Mukai homeworld. Which, let's see where it is. The Mukai homeworld. It's probably somewhere around one of these ones, I think. Actually, let's go to Alt Air first and see what's there. No, actually not that. Let's autopilot to Alt Air. You do also get access to jump points, to jump gates from the stations built by the precursors. You have to unlock more than one. I only have one currently unlocked, so you will get access to them. But you can see that there's stuff happening. There's things moving, and there's a giant tentacle thing in the system. What is the giant tentacle thing in the system? It is a really big oh, there's a lot of different things in the system. Well, let's talk to them all, like the new races that I haven't encountered yet. So this is gonna be first contact. I've encountered like 4 or 5 races up until, well, apart from the scribe that want to kill us up until now. The game may be chugging a bit. It does tend to load a lot of stuff. Let's talk to the Halgon prototype. Hail! Wow, nice ship, so fast. This is more of a small scale random encounter rather than just a first contact thing. Doubtless you've heard of us. No, I actually haven't. When you encounter like actual characters in the game, they will have their own screen, not just this. Who hasn't? The honor is mine, indeed. Indeed. Just a friendly heads up, no funny business. How glowing lasers can cut through a sheet of paper in mere minutes. They must have some really tough paper. You're not from Hernia, are you? No, why? Hernian race must be expunged for... I think we're gonna get in the middle of a race war around here. Must salted people to ashes. Wait, scratch, they reverse those. People to... Monuments to ashes, people salted what? What do we have against the Hernia exactly? Is an alien world inhabited by Hernians? We thought we were all alone in the universe. Then decades ago, I interpreted the space probe encountered there's weird, stupid ones. Actually, we spent 2 or more decades making another space probe. A way to make war. As you know, our space navy is now matchless. The Hernian will pay for their... Oh my... I think this is their... Is this their only ship? They sound like the kind of assholes they would only have one ship and say that they have an incredible army. You can outright tell people that they're dumb in this game. You can be a total and complete asshole and it's adorable. And these things do have consequences. There is an achievement for getting a Taiwan to cry. I haven't had the heart to do that yet. Maybe next playthrough. Sounds like incredibly insufferable indeed. I think I missed the belligerence part, but okay. Some of our ships have gone missing. Okay. Besides 2 civilizations cannot quake. Well, our finest scientist concurs that the universe is vast, perhaps even 1,000,000 miles across and half as wide. We mine metals, making our navy. We must expand or perish. That's why Halgon universe, you're all just living in it. I'm sold, how can I help? Well, good luck with that. Gotta get all. Bid you pain-free skedaddleism. Yeah, you're gonna find weirdos like this everywhere. Let's talk to I think this is... No, this is the Muki. Oh, the Muki, yeah, I have to contact these guys, so they're around here somewhere. Come back! Okay, so they're all Mukai. The game works on how should I put this? The asteroids vectoring. Now, when you meet a ship for the first time, if you can sometimes just shoot it, like for no reason, or you can hail it. And I love that this portrait is made in the style of Star Control 2. It had that beautiful. It has the same kind of colors. That was an absolute beautiful cover that the game have. I'm not sure if this game has the exact same cover as like this thing. Squirt.
A new alien in a delightful new spaceship.
Indeed.
Look how hard you're trying.
Oh, they're space assholes, aren't they?
New alien.
Like they're kind of sending space assholes. What's wrong with a spaceship?
Nothing at all. quite impolite of me to even mention.
Well, at least they're self-aware assholes.
Allow me to introduce myself.
Okay, so who are you?
I am a senior Inkpod commander of the Mu K9th Fleet, representing the Federation of Allied
Ooh, they have a
Species.
they have a federation.
Likewise.
Oh, so the
Always nice to
that's
meet
bubbles.
an alien who breathes through their gills and not their beak.
We don't have gills actually. Tell us about your federation.
The Federation of Allied Species is the space-based organization representing the Mu-K, and
Okay.
we believe in the exploration and the formation of peaceful
Okay, cool. So
relationships
they're
with
like
all living aliens.
Starfleet.
Unlike the scribe, we treat younger races with respect. Try not to interfere with their natural development. And
Oh, they didn't.
the Federation is a bit of a the scribe wouldn't like it.
Okay, so
which is why we're
it seems kind of
technically the only members of
strange
it.
that they would mention this to a stranger because that would mean that maybe I was a spy.
About this. We'd really rather not get stepped on any more than we have to.
Okay. Can we join a federation?
That'd be great. I don't think it's actually possible, but actually inviting aliens into the Federation would risk great ruin. for
Let me
the
guess, they're the
Mu-K.
only ones in the federation.
The Abyssal Council certainly hasn't granted Inkpod commanders such as myself the authority.
Okay.
You could try asking them yourselves, I suppose.
Where's your
You
homeworld?
can find
Beta
Mikael.
Pavel, okay, I have to
You'd
get
be
there.
more than welcome to visit and splash up, or dine on our plankton, or blow small tender bubbles at your loved ones.
Oh, that's cute. Federation?
The Federation of Allied Species is the space-based organism. We believe in the unlike
Okay,
the
yes, this
scribe,
but's ready.
we treat, of course.
Tell me about
We
yourselves.
hail from Mukaea,
Peaceful shimmering world, wishes are filled with many blah blah.
It was there that our people learned to live in harmony with other creatures.
It's important to actually
respecting
take a note of
them and
what
the way they
creatures are
live
saying in
their
a game like this.
Except for fish.
For example, I talked and forgot what she said, but I can do this. See? I have a log. People learn to live in harmony with other creatures, respecting them and kept and the way they live their lives, except for fish. I like eating fish, so they have fish. Yeah, screw the fish.
Eventually, we learned of the world above the ocean and the universe.
But when we took our first strokes into space, we continued to practice our theories of
Okay.
benevolent knowledge.
Except for space fish, which, again, we enjoyed.
Well, thankfully we're not space fish.
We are peacefully repressed by the sky.
That sounds about right.
That's a type of
Well, we'll be going now.
So long.
I'm gonna skedaddle. But first I want to see what's on planet Klims. Not Klism. Come on. I keep forgetting that this thing turns like not all that great until we get it upgraded. So we have phosphorus, we have ozone, silicon. I basically don't need any of these right now because they're not all that expensive. Maybe I should try and talk to the big one. Come on. Hello, hail.
It's the humans we've heard about.
Yes.
Welcome, humans.
I can't actually ask them anything new.
So long.
It would be nice if I could trade star charts with them or something, but I guess I have to go to the main planet for that. Is this a gas? No, that's not a gas chain. That's actually an actual planet with... does it have critters on it? I'm not seeing any critters on it, but I am seeing some tornadoes. Usually critters are the size of a mountain. It's a safe world to land on though, so maybe I should go down. I'm gonna go down and have a look-see. Like I said, you have to keep it in... Ooh, that's actually a big shiny thing I have to get. Oh yeah, there are critters, a lot of them actually. 64 critters, that's actually a huge number. Maybe some of them are giant and I can actually show them to you. Okay, so there's these small ones. I think some of them may be evil, not evil, but dangerous. Die, creep, die. Aha. More critter meat. Have a bunch of critter meat. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to. Oh, that's a giant plant. That's a giant flower. Too bad I can't pick it up actually. Have a bunch of critter meat on my ship. I'm not sure. Maybe it's gonna be useful for something at some point. Usually the critters I found so far were well, at this zoom level they would not fit on the screen. they would be gigantic, humongous. Now this may remind you of the minigame from Mass Effect where you collect stuff, resources on planets. Well, Mass Effect stole that from Star Control, so there. Also, this is a bit more engaged because you do have to keep an eye out on not being eaten by critters or the ground erupting beneath you and murdering you and everybody inside this this vessel. Let's collect some more of this, and then we'll be on our merry way to the planet that the fish lady said earlier. Let's take off. Okay, I could also go exploring like every planet here because the planets usually have something there. Well, I actually have to talk to these guys as well. Planets tend to have something on them. Like this one is dangerous to actually land on, but I've been on this type of planet before. This is what I call the 3D effects voodoo planet because it shimmers like you used to see a lot of games doing in the past. These are actually good things like super fluids. They're useful, very valuable. Krypton. Almost completely inert element, value for industry. Xenon, but we have Heisenberg neutrinos, which are useful. Superfluids. But it's kind of lethal. I don't have... Oh, and we also have an unidentified object, which is somewhere around here. Unidentified objects can be either crashed ships that you can recover, which... that looks like it has one there, or they can be ruins or monuments or a lot of other things. So which one did I talk to already? With this guy or this guy? I keep forgetting. I'm not saying all the aliens look alike, but so far I am not able to distinguish them all that great. Hernia. Wasn't the hernia... Oh, that's the Holgan prototype. And is that the planet Hernia? Wait a minute. Well, let's zoom out a bit. Where's the other guy? I think they're... Oh my god, Hernia's Explorer. They're the same. They're both from the same system, aren't they? Hernia's forces be vaporized immediately. You hold or you'll be vaporized. Real Earthlings will be no harm. You're actually super clearly not Halgoth, although you could be in league with them. We're not. Relief, they are dreadful alien species. What do you have against the Watson call? Well, once we are sober, grounded people, but the prospects of interstellar war on our doorstep has made us jumpy and erratic of late. I think I skipped over something. Halgothian transmitted enraged communication insisting that we infringe on territories, destroyed their expeditions. Nothing could be further from the truth. They must know the truth of this yet event anyways. We are unused to such disconnected from reality. Really? It's kind of strange you should say that. Like you find these people constantly on the internet. Let's try and make a peaceful agreement. If you say, though I'm sure unsuccessful, the Halgoth are brutish, war-craving folk. Yeah, let's try and find a peaceful solution to this. Let's try and... So this is the planet Halgoth. Let's see if we can figure out what's happening. Okay, this would be their main base thing. Let's land here. Probably gonna show you some ship-to-ship battles soon as well, because eventually I will be attacked by some pirates or something. Planets look nice enough, but if you zoom out and it's some planets tend to be big and covered with life. I found one that had like I think 30 gigantic creatures on it, and it ran horribly if I zoomed out completely. There's a patch, there's an update to the Radeon driver to make the game run better. I installed it, and again, because Radeon has done a poor job of handling its what you call it, accelerated encoding feature, I cannot use that driver. I'm stuck at 17.7.2, and I probably will be until they actually fix it. There's a strange thing going on with the shadows, because even though this is supposed to be like closer to the ground, it shows like it's really, really high up. It's kind of strange. Welcome to the one and true Halgoth City, capital of Halgoth and Halgoth Space Program. Really, like Kerbal. may claim to be the original Hellgate City, but don't listen to them. Wait, you're an alien. Incredible! That's me, so alien that sometimes I even abduct myself. There have been some superb abduction jokes up until now. A lot of probing, people. A lot of probing. We do not understand. Why would you... Let me rephrase that. You need any help with anything? As it happens, we have matter we could use. So these are like a secondary alien species because they're not one of the main ones. They're just like single planet thing. Command vessels has debriefed you on same. Yes, we'll like to hear your take. Millennial scientists were certain that okay. Obvious, if aliens existed, surely would have been the first stop. Oh my god, this is a... Even tried broadcasting toothpaste ads by radio. Only so... There's a bit of satire in here. They found the Hernians. Wait. Claiming that... claiming that they already had toothpaste. They're support on the front to decency and their... Furnace. Beyond if you annihilate their forces from the system, we should simple their tech is a joke compared to our gleaming things. Maybe I'll talk to them, for be warned they are hideous and gaze upon speaking tongues of jerks. See, it's a quirky, funny kind of game. I'm gonna try and talk to you. I guarantee you that there's something else here. Maybe the fish people are just eating up their... Did they look like fish? Because maybe these guys are just eating up their ships and they have no clue about it. That'll be quite funny. Let's go up here, because I think they're all just captives. I don't think they have hyperdrives, because even humans didn't have hyperdrives. We do have a lot of nukes though. Huge number of nukes. Like who? We do very, very well with nukes. See, this is the volcano stuff I mentioned earlier. This is a dangerous planet. Well, it's not super dangerous. I mean, it will not instantly kill me. Just those things may damage me. But it wouldn't be a super duper great planet to land on. But it does have gold on it, and gold is not all that common. Well, it would be if I were to approach a planet that's more towards the center of a star, but all my landers would melt if I do that. Magnesium, something. Okay, let's land on this one and talk to the other guys. Maybe find a peaceful solution for this, or blow them both up. I mean, who knows? Oh, it's a giant mushroom. Oh god, I wish Stardock put a giant badger in one of these planets. Because we have giant mushrooms, we need giant badgers. It's the oldest joke on the interwebs. It needs to be in a game one day. Probably. I think it was in one at some point. Wow, this already been 30 minutes into the game, and so far I've basically showed you... Oh, that's a bone. Not showed you... Well, I have shown you the politics and the interaction aspect. And where's that thing? Okay, there it is. And that's the giant dino I was talking about. It is huge. I do not want that thing to step on me, so I'm gonna just breeze by it. Hello. I can blow it up if I want to, but I don't want to. You'll also find the drones on some planets that will shoot you and one-shot kill you. That's your ship, by the way. That's where you come from. Help! We're being attacked by aliens. Please stop! Oh, your humanity. Let me touch you. We're not aliens. We're just from another planet called Earth. It's mostly... What are you... We are aliens, though. We are Hernia. The term Earth refers to brown soil. Surely your more advanced race named its homeworld with greater care. Yeah. Who knows about etymology? You would too if you ever a space expedition sends ships in the void vanish without a trace. Okay, followed by threatening Oh, I don't think they actually understand each other. Oh. So they did get threats and toothpaste commercials. They claim they didn't destroy your ships. The fears they didn't attack our ships. Who did? Why did you attack Hellgate ships? You accuse us of being vultures with no such thing. Convinced you did. Sick justifications. Suspect. Maybe I could look into things. We prefer not to be accountable for your experience as well. Think believe ourselves alone in the cosmos for too long. And there's laughing at words we should have encountered by now. After all, how big can the universe really be? It's bigger than I think. Okay, so this fruit of the color yellow is involved. By your standards, some of our meals consumed might be seen. Oh, I missed that bit. Please, hover, crying fearly invasion. Please, not your options. My deal is. Let's try and resolve this peacefully. I'll talk to them. Okay. That's all the options I have right now. So there's probably somebody else around here that's responsible for this. This is a properly good one. It's an okay mystery to solve. Why are these two assholes fighting each other apart from being assholes and having giant dinosaurs on one of the planets? Let's find out. Escape and back to space. Oh, there's giant tornadoes as well. At first I thought this was a giant sandworm, but no, it's a giant tornado. So let's go back up. Maybe I'm gonna try to ask the other ones, the aliens. These guys, see if they know anything. Oh, did I visit Esther by now? Yeah, it's the planet, the cookie planet. What it looks like a 3DFX Voodoo racing car game. I'm gonna visit this planet too, see if there's anything on it, and I'm gonna ask the other guys. Let's visit this planet. Maybe there's some crashed remnants of their ships around here. Ooh, this is a new type of planet. Like it looks. I don't think I've encountered this type of bronze Earth type. No, this is new. So smooth, so nice. Looks cool. It also has a lot of mountains I can probably use as a ramp to get into space. Almost. I'm outrunning the particle effects. It's always nice to be able to do that. Not really that much to find on this planet. Just some bismuth. Regular old bismuth. It's not even big bismuth. Like, you know that the big bismuth is the best bismuth, right? You should watch the Tech season 1 on Amazon right now because it's an amazing show. Has big bismuth in it. Okay, I'm gonna ask the aliens, the water types, the fish. Then I'm gonna go back to these guys and ask them about stuff and see if I can actually. Come on, McKay. Ah, damn it. You automatically interact with a planet when you crash into it. It's not always ideal because there's not a lot of room to maneuver. Hail.
It's those friendly.
Welcome.
Friendly aliens.
Always nice to. Did she mention our ship?
No reason.
They don't like our ship.
Now then, is there anything we can help you with?
Don't have any options actually to ask them about this.
Splish. So long.
Yeah, splish yourself, you. This is the best ship we've got. Like, we've made only one of them because we ran out of resources and money. Wow, these are kind of assholes. Hail. No, I'm not here to kill them. I'm gonna go back to the planet and ask them again about where they sent their ships. And maybe I can find them. Or I could kill them. I could probably kill them both. I mean, they don't look like they're all that good of fighters. Let's stick to it. Perfect landing. Let's pick that up and see where the oh yeah, it's in this direction. Can also get an upgrade that lets this sort of fly a bit, or at least jump a bit more. Okay, let's talk to them again. How does your feelings with the share? I spoke to them. They said they didn't attack you. Believe their trickery. Fooled. The word of the Hernes mean nothing. Why did you attack the Hernes? Do not provoke. We merely acted in retaliation. We should ask them. So, It's a case of alien said, other alien did. Okay, so let's see if we can figure this out. I'm gonna go out in hyperspace. I kinda wish there was a button to like instantly exit the hyperspace. That would have been kinda useful. Because currently there isn't. Also, I do have a quest. Has to eradicate, so I'm gonna have to actually find out why they're fighting each other. Escape. Okay, so where would they have gone from out there? There's probably some space asshole around here that's trying to get me to fight. And what bit of space would they be? Because these are the time worms. They're basically useless. They wouldn't do that. Would it have been these guys? The fish people? Maybe it was the fish people. Maybe they're secret assholes. That's I think I've encountered that ship before. I don't think it's one of theirs. It has a bit of a different design. Sort of. It still has that rounded edge style. Are they coming after me? Station. What is that? What is that? They do have a lot of ships. Like I said, the universe is sort of alive. That things will happen, things will go and leave and return. It's actually quite a very beautifully built universe. It feels alive. Things will chase you down over many systems. Just because you go into a combat scenario cinematic or something doesn't mean that the enemy will disappear suddenly. Okay, this is their home planet. I'm supposed to go there. Zeta. Hi, crustacean. This is probably going to be a long show. I just want to sort of highlight the important bits. Ooh, that crashed the planet. Superfluids. Those are nice, but I don't really have time to spend to just gather them. Nivar. Nivar doesn't look very. Oh, it's quite radioactive, and you can see that the approach on it is like at a steep. It's at an angle, so if I go straight down, I will blow up. I have to go in at an angle, and even so, these are actually quite valuable. Francium and stuff. They're worth 14. And there's an unidentified object as well, which is. Can't zoom in on this actually because I'm all the way up in space. I think it's a ship. It looks like a ship. I don't have any upgrades on my my thingamabob, my landers, to actually get them to resist the. Oh no, that's just the outlying system. The main thing is there. This is a big, very very fertile world. It looks oxygen, formaldehyde, probably some critters. This would be a good place to come and raid stuff on that way, so but get resources. Okay, so they live in a binary system. Sort of binary because the star is all the way up there. There's only interface with the other ones. Let's go to Mukaya. Oh, that was a shark. Lurker, shark, crustacean. And they have a broken planet next to their planet. Come on, come on, come on. Tilari. Why does that sound familiar? Can't land on these, they're just shatter planets. Oh no, I gave it too much stress, too much stress, too much stress. And let's heal them. Squick.
Many playful splashes, unknown alien.
We are humans.
On behalf of the Federation of Allied Species, I welcome you.
I like you guys already. You'd better. We're seeking allies and assistance to help us fight the Scribe.
Sorry, we're not really in the
Why
business
not?
of fighting the Scribe.
The Federation of Allied Species is an organization dedicated. We're also interested in exploration, scientific advancement, and the consumption of fish.
Fish?
Fish are delicious, and we hate them. It
Cool.
is these twin principles that have guided our civic life for generations.
That's actually a really fun thing to say. You're not part of the Scribe Empire?
Oh no, we are. The Scribe don't really know about the Federation.
Yeah.
They'd step on us if they... Which is kind of why the Mukai are the only member at the moment.
So it's not really a federation.
The Federation is more than a union of... It's an idea. A vision of something better. A shared... No. A community... No.
It's a glob.
We needed a hobby, okay?
Yeah, that's a good explanation. It doesn't really take itself too seriously. And I think Star Control 2 didn't. I mean, there was a race that bombed itself back to the Stone Age every couple of cycles, and you could set that civilization to restart itself on a new path by where the defining characteristic of the new cycle would be that they spoke in poetry. So it didn't take itself seriously either, but I don't know, I feel like this maybe it doesn't. It isn't a departure from the style of Star Control because there were talking kettles, like the kind you used to make tea in Star Control 2. Can't enjoy it.
Accepting a new member is a trick. Actually, it's an unheard of. If they found out the scribe would stab us, then they'd repeat. So, no. Let's go with no.
But you're gonna stress.
No. The scribe would crush us if we started working together. They're not big fans of armed rebellions.
Wow, cowards.
And how many of those aliens are getting We've heard of this fighting, of course. For long, we suspected these other aliens had undergone pressurization madness. That they would die from such... But the fighting has been going on for some time now. Perhaps the scribe...
Oh yeah, one thing I'm not sure. Star Control 2 took place in real time, and by that I mean that the events in the game were ongoing. They were like not behind the scenes, but in places you were not. Things were happening and progressing, and depending on when you were interacting with them, you would be at different points in their evolution. And it wasn't a failed game type of scenario like you would have in The Last Express, where you would get a different ending, but you would interact with different creatures at different times, and they would have different... It was a whole thing. I wonder if it's the same idea here as well. So swim to clear water. Weak. We already blown up a bunch of them.
Have you now?
Yeah, 2. Well, 1.
This hardly exemplifies
And a probe.
the attitude of peaceful cooperation. Though we could conceivably make an exception if it's the scribe.
Yeah.
You're not the first to point out the problems inherent in our the fact that it has only one... The fact that we quietly stand by while curious young aliens such as yourselves and the fact that there are far too many fish out there that remain uneaten. These are questions that have been bubbling through our society for some time.
Mm-hmm.
But you are asking for a big thing. Admitting you into the Federation. The Abyssal Council of the Mukay cannot put our entire people at risk. There is something, though. A protocol we've blotted out for... We would require you to do something for us first.
Okay, I have to do something stupid, I get it.
Commitment to the principle. Perhaps then the Abyssal Council would consider your petition for Federation membership.
Yes, the small insignificant species will help you, the confident and experienced one.
Great! Our colony at Lakai 8760 has recently come under attack by the Drenkend.
So we're gonna see combat.
The Drenkend are large and cruel beasts the scribe use as shock troops. Many Mukay have already perished thanks to their bizarre and distressing attacks. They kill us while shouting nonsense about ears.
Really?
It makes no sense. But any fool whose adolescent tentacles have dropped can see that this is probably the scribe of...
Or maybe there's a problem with the translator because the slugs called me sexy at one point and said that there was a problem with the translator, that they didn't say that. Now that I think of it, maybe they did say that. Okay.
So long as you promise only to talk to them. If you cannot employ either the principle of cooperative peace or peaceful cooperation, you'll only make matters worse.
Okay. We'll try our best.
Please be careful.
Can I buy supplies? Okay, we have supplies now. Let's sell all the normal stuff. Actually, I got a lot of normal, so let's see what we can buy. Fill it up with gas, yes. Do they have anything I can actually equip on my ship? Quarters, deflector, no. Do they have something extra I can use? Nope, nothing of that kind. Okay, so we're gonna have to go to that system they mentioned earlier. Okay, objectives. Have to go to investigate it. Oh yeah, there's a crashed ship there. Step Drekan and Homeworld. Okay. La Caille. I should probably hear. Yeah, I think this is the one. Let's autopilot there. I should hope that is the one, I hope. Yeah, that's the one. Unfortunately, when you press tab, the autopilot sort of disengages. One thing I would like to see is that you should be able to read the codex or do something like, you know, mop around in the interface while you're on autopilot. Otherwise, it becomes kind of tedious because you have to go through this process. Oh, that's bad. Actually, where is the Delta Trireme? Oh, it's all the way up there. You know what? I'm gonna go all the way up there, and just gonna save here in case I don't wanna. I'm probably not gonna be able to play it as much as I want to, but I'm gonna do that. And come on, Trireme. Autopilot me to there. Put your feet up. Use autopilot 10 times. Let's go. You don't have a lot of fuel, like I don't have enough fuel to get to Fwiffo, but I believe I have enough to get to the Beta Trireme thing. And if I run out of gas, I'm gonna... the Taiwan are gonna come along and tell me their fan fiction and drag me back to Earth. They're nice people, they're nice slugs, but they can be a tiny bit annoying. They're a bit too needy, which I can get. I mean, they've been alone and abused, and they're a lot like Fwiffo, because Fwiffo was like the 60-something, 50-something, 70-something child, and he was quite often really neglected. I think that may be the evil guys. Can we fight the evil guys with the stuff we have right now? Let's hail them first. You know, what's the worst that can happen by hailing the enemy? Maybe you can find a peaceful solution. Oh, we probably won't. Actually, I think you could. We are not unknown. We are the humans.
We shall correct that momentarily.
Yes, incredible existing. We are known for it. You must be described. Nice to meet you.
How do you know that? Have you met the sky on that you will get a chance to meet us? Indeed. I am a legend of the glorious empire of the sky.
Okay.
The light which illuminates all civilized parts of the galaxy. Only walled species of the sky empire. And to head off the inquiry, your simple mind would certainly know. The Empire is not bestowing light
Okay.
on new world species at this time.
But where can stop that helmet of yours? That isn't a helmet though. Tell me about yourself.
In outrage, the sadness is probability is removal from existence.
You mean, no wonder... Exactly. There seems to be a penalty for a lot of things. What's wrong with learning?
Outrage compounded, the savage continues wishing to learn. But call me a quivering lip. You are not the first to crawl out.
I know.
We have seen your kind 1,000 times. It is cute, but soon your desire to learn will be you desire.
Yeah, they sort of have a point here.
Permit lesser beings such as yourselves to learn. We destroy you instead. It is a good system, I think.
Now that I think about it, well, on the one hand, it's evil. On the other hand, it's not entirely wrong. Are you sure I can join them? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, I got through to him. I think he heard me.
Very well. I will shine a glimmer of light. What do you want to know?
What is your glorious best?
My people rose from humble beginnings. Our world was a hard one.
Nothing easily.
Struggle made us strong. And indeed, from the moment we first cast eyes upon them, and when we were ready, some were not empty, of course. We soon found, but where we had prevailed, they struggled. Constantly, we were horrified. We did what we could for these creatures.
Okay, so they did try to be good at one point.
Of understanding it. And so our empire, the details of it all are fascinating. But
So I'm gonna have to find a chronicler
capable of understanding.
and suck up to him before he tries to kill me.
Check your tone. I wear a headpiece reserved for legates of the net. Its senses are both beautiful and functional. They can see you too well.
We'll just go now.
Having seen the light, there is nothing more dangerous.
So now we're gonna get into combat, and I can pick my ship. I think I'm gonna pick this one because this is one of the better ones that I have. I mean, apart from the main one. And if I lose this, I can always pick another one. I'm gonna probably pick the this one as a second. So I'm gonna start with this one because it does that. Ah, damn it! Yeah, that thing shoots a lot of stuff quite quickly. That's actually a more powerful vessel than the last one we had encountered. I haven't played with this one before. I have a shield, I have a shield. You don't have a shield, do you? Also don't have enough energy. Oh my god, I don't really have a lot of... Okay, this is bad. Glad I saved before this fight. I'm just gonna go with my main ship and be done with it. Because this one has a lot of firepower and better missiles this time. Oh, that is quite an annoying flak cannon thing they have. Come on, turn around, turn around. Fire, fire, fire. Fire, 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 fire. Yeah, I'm not really doing well. I'm not as maneuverable as I was with the other ships. And if I lose this one, I'm gonna be dead. The region, come on. Fire the missiles, fire the missiles. Yeah, that's that, and then we'll... Okay, so let's load the autosave. And try this fight again. Fire at will. I'm just gonna blast them out of the air. Just constantly blast at them. Pulse cannon. Blast mine. Oh, that's actually a good mine. Oh, they can blow it up. Oh, they do have a lot of firepower, like really good firepower, and very controllable and easily maneuverable ships. Tractor beam. Oh, not sure how I beat them. I sort of stumbled into it, but I won. So that's how combat works. You can install an autopilot to do the combat for you if you want to. And this show's been going on for almost an hour, so I'm probably going to be closing it now. I'm impressed with the game so far. It's pretty much what I had hoped it to be, as not really a sequel. It's sort of a reboot, if you will. It's a remake, but it's its own thing with its own universe and world and stuff. It's not what you call an evolution. It's more of, let's go back to the series like 100 years later, or long it's been since the last one, and try and see if we can do it justice, and it does justice to the game, what I see. Oh, that's a much bigger ship. That is a much bigger ship. Much bigger and much stronger. I don't think what's the... Oh yeah, that's the face of my my thing. The battlefield especially is quite more engaging than it was in Star Control 2, because now we have... Oh my god! Now you have stuff to dick around with the power-ups you can pick up, with the wormholes that lead you from one place to another, with gravity. Oh god, this is horrible. They actually missed me. They all missed me. Come on, turn around. I just smashed right into a... I'm not sure which is my face or my butt. Okay. I'm gonna go through this thing, I guess. No, that's my face. That's my face. That doesn't do a lot, does it? Aha! Oh, it didn't miss. It actually hit me face on. I almost died. And that does give me a lot of... I'm very maneuverable with this thing, but it is quite difficult to control. Because it's so small. Yeah, and it blew me up. Okay, since we're both moving quite slowly, how can I deal with it with this one, maybe? Aha, nukes! Didn't expect those, did you? Oh god, that barely did any damage. And that did do some damage, actually. Do they go? I don't think they go far enough. No, they do not. One way to actually win is to get... There's some nebula in the arena that will deal damage to the enemy. Can probably try and push them in there. Come on, get the power up, get the power up. Acceleration, that doesn't work out. Well, that was it for Star Control Origins. It's a nice enough game, I think. It's actually quite fine. Can find it on Steam for around 40 euros. It's okay. Now I look forward to seeing what Star Control 2 guys do with their game. Hopefully when this whole mess gets sorted out, because we could all benefit. Oh, Starflight! Star Control is actually based on Starflight, which was released some years before. Then the third one, Starflight 3, is on Fig. I think it got funded on Fig and it's gonna come out. So this genre of games is coming back, baby. So we have that to look forward to as well. See you again soon with more shows. I think this may have aired on Saturday because I may not have had time to make the Year That Game show yet. I'm in the process of doing that now. So if I didn't, then this is on Saturday and tomorrow is Sunday, and tomorrow it will air, I think, probably. I think. Who knows? We'll see. Goodbye, everybody.